Yesterday's video, at the end of the day, had 62 views. And 2 of those were by me. And I lost 4 subscribers just with that one video. Well, I am no Mr. Beast and no Joe Rogan, but up until recently, the usual number of views was at least in the 4 digits. What happened yesterday? Well, firstly, the video was not about a current news topic, or so it looked on the surface. The video seems to be about Rudyard Kipling and that well-known poem, If. But that alone wasn't the reason for what looked like my defeat. The problem is that most of my audience are German, or were German. They think, why the hell is he now talking in English? Or, warum zum Kuckuck redet der jetzt auf Englisch? And if the video is shown to an English audience by the algorithm, you guys notice my weird accent. You noticed me saying epitome when I meant epitome. In a way, I'm starting at YouTube level 1 again. To paraphrase the poem in that bombed video, speaking English, I'm risking all my winnings on a turn of pitch and toss. But why am I doing that? Let me state the honest reason. I don't believe Germany will get out of the current mess in a peaceful way. And several factors, independent of each other, would and will each fully prevent any effective way out, peaceful or otherwise. Imagine a glass being pushed off a table. When exactly is it to be considered broken? You would usually say when it hits the floor, when the glass hits the floor and shatters. A philosopher might say once the glass has begun to fall, it might already be considered broken. And for the Zen master, maybe the glass is broken already while standing on the table. Well, the glass called Germany is not only falling, its rim has already hit the hard floor of reality and cracks are spreading fast. As I used to say, am Ende gewinnt immer die Realität. In the end, reality always wins. I wonder, I have to figure out how to move reality to the end of that saying, as it's the punchline. Maybe you have suggestions. Well, Germany as Germany is vorbei. It's over. Any German I talk to that has a plan for himself also speaks English. And usually he is not very interested in current German thought. There is no German diaspora that would continue German thinking outside of the borders of the failing nation. There is no new Prague, no Paris, not even a Vienna. Germany is moving on the heels of Great Britain toward what I call a lithocracy, a totalitarian regime aimed at destroying its own nation. The German populace is being kept docile by one of the largest propaganda machines on this planet. Talking to a German audience, a certain Tolkien quote comes to mind. Fly, you fools. Or in German, flieht ihr Narren. And it wouldn't even be my original idea. Flieht ihr Narren is the quote you hear quite often these days. Meanwhile, the German Catholic Church is known worldwide for its appearance of heresy and blasphemy, and also for being very, very rich. In large parts of Germany, if you actually believe in Jesus Christ and the old church teaching, your virtually only option to save your soul is either to hope the excommunicated SSPX has a chapel near you, or to leave the country. By the way, if you are not willing to move countries just to save your soul, do you really believe what you say you believe? Anyway, Germans, even conservative and self-described Christians, have too often chosen to lie to themselves. At the same time, I am afraid that parts of the world and parts of the world's population will soon experience horror in biblical proportions. Some already are experiencing it. Ask Nigerian Christians, ask Palestinians, ask every parent who had his child killed as a sacrifice to open borders. On the other hand, there is beauty. There is beauty for which all words fail, but divine and heavenly. I know it exists because I have seen it, experienced it, felt it in my bones and soul. And neither the horror nor the beauty can really be discussed with my conservative and/or Catholic German friends. Many seem incapable of even imagining either, let alone admitting that both are real and already here. English is the language of the world. Latin is the language of the Church, who is the body of Christ. I pray in Latin. I'm giving my all to a project called Latin Prayer. Check it out. And so now I talk in English. I'm not good at either English or Latin. Only my Spanish is worse. I am dense as a stone and just as teachable. But I also am stubborn as a stone. This just might be the time when the stones will cry out. That's about it from me today. Check the transcript and sources. The link is in the description. I thank you for your time, for your support, and your prayers. God bless.